gotta go fast. We talk about a whole bunch of shit like sitcoms and video games and bongs and whatnot because we watched Sonic the Hedgehog for some reason for this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Well, I've got that much to say. So 7 hours, 50 minutes.
I got 6 hours of things to say.
I thought you were going to say
6 hours.
I thought you were going to say 6 hours, 9 minutes.
There's a great Tristan Hayes, but it's just like Adolf Tristan Hayes. There's like 6 million things to say.
And we're inside.
Yeah, that is close to the nichest thing we've done on this fucking show.
I think people will figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know. What else has been going on?
Yeah.
How does it feel like we're in minute 42 when we're on
It's 'cause
39 seconds in?
It's because nothing happened.
Yeah, and we've actually
we
actually recorded pretty recently, and there's now nothing happening day to day in anyone's lives.
I don't know if anyone's been going on like walks and stuff like I have, but like when you run into someone, but like that's all there is to do. I don't have a job, but like everyone just defaults to that like same question as you would before, where they're just like, "What have you been up to?" And I'm like, "Fucking nothing, cunt. The same as you. Like I'm not allowed to do anything."
All there is to do. Clearly, you haven't finished 4 video games.
I just start lifting off Xbox achievements.
It's so good. Like it's taken.
What are you up to? About season 7 of Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I think I bought and tried to play The Witcher 3 like 3 times, and now like every time it gave me anxiety about how big it was and how little time I have because I'm always out doing comedy or whatnot. As soon as I started this time, I was like, "Oh yeah, I could beat this in like a day or 2."
Did you?
I could just get it
it's
through.
It's like a 200-hour game.
I was playing,
Jesus.
I'm on GTA 5 for like less than a week, and I'm starting to be like, oh, I don't know how much longer the story has left in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how quickly I was supposed to be working through this.
I paid $50 for Jedi Fallen Order, and I beat it within a week. But that's just like...
That's tough.
And I think like...
But you know what? You paid $50 to be like, yeah, I rule at this.
It was sick, though. Like, you do get a double-bladed lightsaber at one point, and it did make me want to watch all of Star Wars.
That might put me over the edge. I might do it.
And my lightsaber color was pink, which was sick. And
that's pretty cool.
I was a progressive Jedi.
Yeah.
Still a bloke butt.
Yeah.
He's a metrosexual Jedi.
He's got flowing red hair as well, so he clearly sees a stylist.
Yeah.
I like the idea of just kind of like a zoomer, like a Gen Zoomer, like sort of queer kid, sort of like pink lightsaber, like
Queer Eye,
looking all pretty, but like with a nice moustache and stuff.
Surely someone's done the bad sketch Queer Eye for the Jedi.
Oh, okay. Let's run with it for a minute.
Well, because I was just thinking
if they haven't,
like,
you could make some cash selling that.
Because I was
someone.
like, Jet, honey, the only order that's fallen here is your dress sense. And it's like you've gone to the dark side. Paisley in autumn? I don't think so.
All things just keep getting better. That's the song, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's that, but it's like Mace Windu in a row.
That's like. I mean, it's been remixed.
The black one's Mace Windu.
Yeah.
It's like the like beauty care, like Jonathan Van Ness. Like, Yoda, Henny, what has happened to your skin? You're so wrinkled and green.
Anakin, we have to get you stop killing the younglings. Yeah, that'd be good. It's because now it's all emotional and stuff as well. It's like, why is Anakin so angry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd get him to come back to the good
I
side.
actually heard a great take on Star Wars recently, watching with friend of the show, General Charles McCann.
I can't wait to hear
it.
I imagine this is a weed-infused take.
Yeah.
What if, like, Tatooine had 3 sons? Yeah, cool.
Don't you think them calling it the Death Star was just kind of manifesting their own destiny?
No, it was actually a good take.
If he's called Luke Skywalker, why can't they find him immediately?
I don't know anything else about Star Wars. So.
All right, so I'm not saying anything about who was and wasn't smoking weed either, by the way. I'm not outing anyone.
Both.
No, we are.
Yeah,
and it's both of you.
You can't prove that we were smoking weed.
I reckon, like history speaks for itself.
But it feels like an injustice. Anyway, it was prequels don't make sense because Anakin's such a bad character and it's all over the place. If they just like reminded you a few times that he was a slave till he was 10 and like he would just have like crazy trauma and shit, it like actually makes everything else he does make more sense.
But he hates sand.
Yeah, because he was probably raped by a bug alien in sand, Jamie. Watto probably assaulted him in sand.
I don't think you can probably do it because like I think
it's too dark. It's way too dark.
Well, also
I don't think they really go into the kind of like mental health of the characters.
That's kind of
well,
what
as
the
well,
prequels
like,
are.
do you think you'd trust George Lucas with a treatise on slavery, considering like Watto is
Absolutely
a
not.
Jewish guy,
Yeah.
and every fish-like character has clearly got like a racist
they
depiction of
somehow
an
have
Asian voice.
under the sea Jamaica somehow.
Yeah.
Is that
You're right.
I think I heard that on something the other day. Like that Jar Jar Binks, they say is like a racist depiction of like Caribbean or something.
Yeah.
They say it's a
absolutely.
minstrel show.
Yeah.
But then that fucking
Right.
guy who played him like recently, did you see that?
No, what
Did
did
you
he
see
say?
this? The guy.
Hey, thanks for
guy-
coming to
guy-
the funny lounge.
Ahmed Best, who played him, because he was fucking run out of town
Yeah.
after Jar Jar Binks.
It's
Was-
not his fault.
Yeah, I know. So he like posed. So like the pendulum swung back, and now everyone's team Ahmed because he released some like essay being like,
Do you know what it's
yeah,
like?
after Phantom Menace, I tried to kill myself.
It's like what's its in like Ben Stiller's character like gets like absolutely torn apart for going the full retard.
Oh
in
yeah,
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Because
The
it's
greatest
like
film ever made.
yeah, but it's like you should what's it called? Simple Jack. But
Yeah.
I think
Tropic Thunder rules.
Man, Tropic Thunder is so funny.
But it's like I think the reason the person gets torched is because they're like, well, you should have known better than to say yes to do that.
Yeah.
Have you seen? I'll do it again. Have you guys seen this? This was Dwight.
What else has been going on?
Some king on Twitter has been collecting screen grabs of woke teens who who had never heard about Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, I
Oh,
saw
right.
that.
So it's
I
just like
did
a
see
lot
that.
of screenshots. And my favorite one is like, oh my God, Robert Downey Jr. has done blackface. And I'm Googling, it doesn't look like he's done an apology.
If you're Googling Robert Downey Jr. to see if he's had an apology, how are you not finding out everything else about Robert Downey Jr.?
But also,
Also, just the idea that
imagine
they
their
expect-
face when they find out that he got nominated for an Oscar for it.
Man, it's like the best. Anyway.
And the idea that like he's supposed to apologize for
Yeah.
something that is already commenting on something
Yeah.
bad.
Oh man, there's all
We should
sorts
do
of stuff.
Tropic Thunder. It'd
Yeah.
be interesting to see how it holds up.
I think we
I
get
reckon it'd be
cancelled for
hotter.
our takes of not criticizing it enough.
I'm
I
pretty sure it's
disagree.
just
I
kind
think
of.
I think most people are standing by it
I'm pretty sure
Alright.
it's kind of endlessly on Netflix. So
because like
I mean,
think,
I'd love to watch it.
I'd say that like most like left leaning people who are our age would look at the people criticizing it now and be like, yeah, it's the fucking point. Like
Yeah.
they were making that point.
It may
I mean,
be
it's the same
possible
as the
that
same
he
point
maybe
as the
shouldn't
whole
have
Simple Jack
done
thing.
blackface though.
No, I think but like I think you're wrong.
I know his point was good, but like some would argue, not me. Some would argue that people just generally should.
Well, what do you
do
say to
blackface.
those people?
Tell them to suck it.
I thought you were
Tell
going
them to shut up and watch Tropic Thunder.
I thought you were going to try
yeah.
and weasel your way out of that one into some way to still get slobbed.
Nah, dude, my slobbing days.
I
are
think
over.
like you'd get more pushback for the use of retard, right? Like than the
Yeah.
blackface thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I reckon blackface is more touchy than people saying retard.
I mean,
Well, blackface as a concept is obviously way more touchy.
what I
Yeah.
know for sure is that we're the ones to decide.
Yeah, of course.
3 white people.
Who else
Yeah.
is going to decide?
I mean, 3 white people and 2 not retarded. No. Which one?
Yeah, sorry,
You,
Hastings.
you decide.
Sorry,
Up to the
Hastings.
viewers.
Hey, you fucking set yourself up, you idiot.
Yeah.
Find out which one is retarded on the Patreon.
We shouldn't say that word.
Yeah, we'll leave that to the mug off.
Yeah. Yeah, get him.
Yeah, but anyway, Ahmed Best said he was like going to kill himself after like the negative reception, and basically like
Misha Gong.
and said he was like gonna and basically like stopped acting and couldn't get shit,
Yeah.
and then was like, yeah, it wasn't my fucking fault. Like I was told to do this.
Yeah. Well, didn't also Jake Lloyd also nearly kill himself?
Yeah,
after-
Jake Lloyd had
That
a lot of
Phantom
trouble
Menace nearly
too.
Killed a couple. People.
Who's that and what?
And
The kid who
little
played Anakin in the Phantom Menace?
Why was it just bad
For
life
the
or
exact
something?
same reason.
Bad acting. People teased the shit out of him.
Well,
And
he
he
just
was
got
a
torched
child.
for being a kid. Like, fuck, that's rough.
Well, Star Wars fans are notoriously fair and level-headed.
The prequels aren't like, why bother with 8-year-old Anakin?
Yeah, well, because the thing is, you can also just take away the Phantom Menace and it still makes sense. That's a take that's floating around.
Yeah.
If you just pretend it doesn't exist, it still
fucking
works.
do the Clone Wars, put Darth Maul somewhere in there.
Yeah, Darth Maul.
But I mean, that's not really an original take.
Let's not do spoilers. I was about to spoil a movie. I still haven't seen Rise of Skywalker. Is it on Disney Plus yet?
Yes.
I'll probably watch it tonight.
Got in this week.
Maybe another day. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Fallen
Man,
Order
the world is your fucking oyster, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hastings just sprinkling little crumbs for people next week to listen to. I wonder if
I know what
he's
he's sprinkling crumbs of.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Weed leaves into
Little
his
nuggets.
bong.
I'll tell you, watch out for that next week, whether or not I've watched Star Wars, and I'll give you my take on it.
And if you,
sick, I can't wait.
And if you and Charlie have some cool theories that I'd like to hear.
It's not a fan theory, it's just because it is part of his character arc is that he is
What if
angry and trauma from
midichlorians
slaves.
existed?
But they should have just focused on that more as him as adult to make that link clearer, so his arc would have made more sense.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is just that he's a little bitch. Like he can't handle.
He really
it.
is.
Yeah.
It's really out
He
of
can't
control.
handle the fact that people don't like him.
Man, I think it should.
Maybe is that the thing? He's like one of those like swole nerds.
I don't think he's a nerd. Well, he is a nerd because he built robots and shit, but he's not swole.
But that's the Darth Vader. Is like that was his like way to be a swole nerd and get back at everyone.
So.
Like there's the kid. Like when you're in primary school, there'd be the kid who was like not good in class at all, and wasn't popular at all, but also was one of the bullies, and he had anger problems. And then one time you hang out with him on the weekend, and you see his house, and you realize his mum hits him, and it's like he's like the troubled kid.
Yeah, I've actually never experienced that.
Oh,
Was it you?
No. I was the one they made friends with because I was an easy target.
Yeah,
I made friends with a lot of troubled kids.
that makes sense.
And yeah, anyway, Anakin's like that. He's like
You are a magnet for bullying.
Yeah. Or like literally since the day I was born.
Man, how does that make you feel?
We can get into it later.
When we're not here and my therapist is you.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to make an appointment.
It's so interesting.
I'm waiting for my therapist to call me back at the moment. I don't know.
Oh
what's
man,
going on
imagine
with
if your
that.
therapist ghosts.
Oof, that's tough.
That's
I have been
tough.
broken up with by a therapist before.
Have we talked about that on here?
She just like was
She's like, you two.
she was moving.
Hang on. I know the story that you probably tell to people, which is like, Andrew, just morally, I can't do it because I'm so attracted to you.
You've got too big a dick for an insane person.
D hit too good.
My pussy can only take so much, Andrew.
My back walls may never fully recover.
Been destroyed.
Ugh.
No, I've been broken up by two therapists. The first one was moving practice, and she told me she couldn't take me with me because that's against some code of whatever. And
Really?
then-
That seems weird.
It's because
lie.
it's like I'm
Because
taking.
it's a lie.
I'm taking business from. She's taking business from an ex-employer. Essentially, it's like when you can't. It's like when you can't take
Right.
clients when you're a salesperson and you move companies. And the other one just went on.
She'd have
maternity
taken you
leave.
if she really valued you.
Yeah, my last one before my current one just went on maternity leave. My new one's really good though, except I think he might have ghosted me. Yeah. Nah, it's good. I'm doing well.
But you do present, for someone who attracts bullies, you do present as like a cool guy.
Thanks, man.
You do your best to, but fail, and that's where the bullying
I'm not
comes from.
trying to be cool right now.
But you often are.
Little boy lost.
Oh, man.
Can we talk about this?
Andrew just wants to be loved.
Can we talk about is a friend of the show, former guest Lauren Bonner messaged a few of us earlier today to point out that Hastings now looks like early Ringo Starr.
I mean, I don't think
And
that's
it's like it's pretty accurate, I
I
reckon.
think you've got to at least talk to me to bully me. You know what I mean? If Lauren wants to say that, she can just DM me with that criticism directly.
I don't know. I mean, when it's there, it's there.
Of course, you're going to send it to your girls first.
Also, I wouldn't say it's a criticism. She's just pointing out.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the messages say ugly.
You guys are lucky
Yeah,
I don't
and
have any self-esteem issues.
She also didn't follow it up
Yeah, thank
by
God.
saying anything like, "Yeah, what a stupid cunt" or something
Yeah.
like that. you know?
Yeah, that's true.
If
I
you
am
scroll
not a-
down there, if you blew a little
She
dust
just
off
said
the
that
phone,
you look like one of
It
the
actually-
people in the biggest band of all time.
and she actually said that she loves the Fab Four,
Yeah.
Mm.
and she'd love to see your Fab Four.
but my
Which
like
is the
Sweeney's
amount.
What
4
are the
minutes.
four?
Which is
One penis, 3
the
testicles.
amount of inches on his penis.
Well, I don't want to talk about Lauren Bonner and my penis. That's uncouth.
No, I was saying that she liked Ringo Starr.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
right, okay, sure. Anyway, what else has been going on with you guys?
I don't know.
Yeah, content's hard.
The same stuff. It's pretty good.
Well, should we just kind of get into this because the reason we picked this movie was you wanted to talk about a specific topic.
I have
Yeah.
a gaming take before we get to that. If
Go
you want
on.
one,
Okay.
It's from a game that was released 5 years ago, though.
Yeah,
Fucking
okay.
sick. I'm so excited for it.
GTA 5, right?
Yep.
Still really good. Still really good game.
Yeah. Is that the take?
No. Here's my take. Something that I really enjoy about this version of GTA, and because I'm a fan of the franchise long term, I just weirdly skipped on this one because it was a console change. Doesn't matter. Here's my fresh take 5 years too late. GTA 5 rules because obviously in the main story you play as 3 separate characters and you rotate between the 3 characters.
Yes.
Previous ones you only played as one. Some of them you're a black gangster guy, some of them you're Italian gangster guy, whatever. This time you get 3. You're an Italian gangster guy, you're a black gangster guy. The third one is you're like a methed out crazy guy. Now what I really like about that is that thing gives you
You can
permission.
relate to that one more?
No. Obviously I relate to the black guy.
He likes to go. The meth out crazy guy likes to go to his friend's place, Bali, and smoke weed and watch a famous comedian that paints a devil mask on himself and calls people the C word.
All right, let's
Cunt of the month. It's called.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit. Anyway, no. What I like about the meth guy is because in game, his whole thing is out of nowhere. Like in story, in character, he'll pull out a machine gun and start shooting cops and stuff. Like he's completely insane. So you now have an in-story reason to play the game. The game has always been played. Because the way I when I was playing GTA 3, 4, Vice City, San Andreas,
yes, I
I'd be
understand what
like,
you're saying.
oh, I'm like this gangster trying to, make it out of the ghetto. Or I'm doing a Goodfellas parody or whatever. It makes no sense for my guy to just suddenly start shooting cops and civilians on the street and then have a cutscene where he's like, I'm trying to make it out of this town. Doesn't make any sense. But you can do it as the meth guy and it's like, oh, I'm just playing the game.
Let me ask you a question based on that.
Yeah.
So if you play games now with like moral choices,
Yeah.
and like a honor system and whatever,
Hit me.
do you naturally align to like the good side?
Always.
Yeah, same.
I'm too anxious.
Do you know apparently like 98% of people do that? And like
Yeah.
game designers design this whole thing for where
Yeah,
like if you
for such
go
a small
bad,
percentage,
like
yeah.
it's badass and you could do all this shit, but no one ever plays.
The only time I
Because
ever
I think
go bad
ultimately you
is
want
on
to
a
be the
replay.
hero, and the hero is like
Yeah.
good. Like you're living a fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still get the dopamine from the good and I still get the guilt from the bad in game.
Because you're like putting it in your head, and you're like, oh, like imagine if this like, was actually happening.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I didn't like Bioshock was because of that. Because I was like, I'm never going to kill one of those girls. Like,
Yeah.
And that like fucks up the whole.
I killed a girl like immediately in that.
And apparently it's horrific to watch. I never saw it.
It is kind of, but
Or
like
was it like a die in real time or some shit?
It's like
they're
you're
like a little.
It's like a
girl.
little baby
Oh,
girl and you've got to
God.
like kill it.
Jesus Christ.
They're like a ghost.
I
spooky
did
one,
it
but-
because like it was telling me to, and I was like, oh, all right.
Someone's
I
behind
read
you
it
with
about-
a shotgun being like, do it.
Yeah.
I did a bit of early research for
Yeah.
it and I knew that there was options. Not
But you
to,
get
and
punished for it because there's like
Yeah, it's-
15 of them.
and
if you kill one, you automatically get the bad end.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah. So
They
you have
tell
to-
you to do it, and then you do it, and they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that."
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Well, that's kind of what the whole game's about.
That's so
Yeah,
manipulative.
kind
I don't no spoilers on a 15-year-old
Bioshock.
game.
Yeah, that's like entrapment.
yeah.
Yeah, man, you should.
Yeah,
man,
Bioshock's whole narrative is kind of about that.
they should
and it
make
rocks.
like just watch like a playthrough of Bioshock just for the twist.
I
at
don't
the
think
end,
Rose
Rose.
can do
It's
Hey,
so sick.
you know what? I'm definitely gonna not do that.
All right, listen.
I tell you what.
play Bioshock.
Instead of watching it, just read the Wikipedia synopsis.
Yeah, it's
like it
just
can
knowing
be done
what
in
it is
like
is
3
so cool.
minutes, and like,
Yeah.
and then if you Google like Bioshock twist,
Yeah.
they'll like kind of show you some pictures.
Yeah,
It
even
rules.
just reading about
Why
the
don't I
twist
just
is
watch-
as effective as playing it.
Why don't I just watch The Sixth Sense instead?
Yeah, it's not that
It's not
same
that.
twist.
Yeah,
But it is
A twist.
a great twist.
but I found like I always play good as well, and even like because in Red Dead you fucking stack up bodies because
Yeah.
you're like an outlaw. But even then, like in my head I invented like I had a moral code. Like
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
only
yeah.
like But
A man
only
has
Chinese.
got to have a code.
only those railroad
Only
workers.
Chinese.
You never kill anyone who's not in the game.
I was because like I killed a lot of people, but it was always like if people stepped to me and disrespected me,
Absolutely.
then they'd fucking get one in the head.
If I find a character annoying in a game, I'm way more likely to kill them cold-bloodedly than I am if I find them evil.
Although
in a
Red
game.
Dead had a few like cumbersome mechanics where like it'd be
I've
you'd
heard
like be
that.
standing with someone and you'd be like trying to like wave them down and you just end up shooting them. And then someone would be like, "You committed a murder," and you're like, "All right, I've got to talk this guy down." You'd shoot him in the head, and then all of a sudden you're running from the law.
Yeah, it's a real farce.
But there were ones where
real
like
comedy of errors.
there were ones where like you'd get robbed, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is cool and badass," because you're getting robbed. Instead of like surrendering or talking to them, you just immediately draw and pop them both in the head, and you're like, "Yeah, got my fucking anti-hero ass code on."
Yeah, dude, like Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, should we talk about this movie?
Okay, let's do it. Hello, welcome to We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Added All, a podcast about teen sex comedies and things thereabouts, or things very much not thereabouts. Is it in the case this week? Because we watched Sonic the Hedgehog.
I disagree. I think this is a teen sex comedy.
Anyway, it's a 2020 action-adventure comedy film based on the video game franchise published by Sega,
Mario.
directed by Jeff Fowler, in a feature directorial debut, and written by Pat Casey and Josh Miller. Stars Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, as well as James Marsden, Tika Sumpter, Natasha Rothwell, Adam Pally, and Neil McDonough. I'm Rose Piper. Thoughts, questions? This was a children's movie. You made me watch a children's movie.
Yeah, if I was a kid,
Yeah.
man, my parents would hate me for how many times
Yeah.
I made them rewatch
yeah.
this movie.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
if I was a kid, I probably would have loved this movie
Because there's
as well.
really not something in it for the adults.
No, but
No.
it's a good kids movie.
Like, it's fun. Like,
it's a fun kids
yeah,
movie.
it's fun as a kids movie, but it doesn't have that. Because I just watched the two Paddington movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently they're great.
They
Yeah, it was
rule.
like Xavier
Yeah.
Rebetsky Noonan used to always go on about how
They're
good they are.
like delightful and great for adults and kids. This is like Ben Schwartz like borders on annoying. He's supposed to, obviously, because all he does is fucking yap. But, like,
But was it like Sonic in the cartoons was like always like supposed to give off a bit of like kind of coolness with his whole like tapping his foot like I'm waiting.
Well, they did that. They did a little fan service at that moment, which I personally
yeah,
appreciated.
but I kind of like what they did with Sonic and made him kind of needy in this.
Yeah.
It was like the Andrew Hastings Sonic.
Yeah, well, he's Sonic when he's not. Well, he's Sonic not in his. He's Sonic out of his realm. It's a fish out of water Sonic. I can't talk today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were just like-
he's not at his best.
Some of the jokes that were in this time, like for a movie that was so comprehensively like redone, I'm like I can't believe some of them got through.
Yeah, well, there was more. The script was well and truly set
Also,
up
like
when the well done
the
comes
jokes are
redone.
they're for children.
They're for babies. It's a babies movie.
Yeah,
babies.
it's babies. We're watching babies.
And we're
because
babies because we watched it.
I kind of think Sonic's kind of like a cool teen bad boy. I think it counts for the genre.
Well, I think he's supposed to be, but he wasn't in this.
Well, I was doing some reading about Sonic, as I am wont to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on DeviantArt. You're reading about Sonic on DeviantArt.
I was drawing Sonic.
You're on the forums
Yeah.
again?
Yeah. No, because I was reading about like the Sonic movie, and then I wound up on my way to like the TV show Sonic Boom, which apparently aired like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They did this like big grand redesign for. You
Yeah.
might have heard about this.
Yes, I did.
But like in 2017, they released a new Sonic game called Sonic Boom. They did this big redesign where like Knuckles is a fucking huge.
It looks-
meathead.
it
I've
looks
seen
weird.
a picture of
Yeah,
that.
and Sonic now has a stupid bandana on, and
Yeah.
like people.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
pictures of this.
And people slayed the game for being a piece of dog shit. But then there was like I found this like huge Twitter and like rabbit hole of like how the Sonic Boom cartoon was actually one of those things that like appeals to kids and adults, and like it showed like some screen caps of best jokes. They're funny.
Yeah.
Like, they're good. There's like a whole thing about Knuckles like knowing about feminism even though he's a meathead. Like I'll see if I can find you the screenshot now. Let me see. And like there's a whole thing about like like one of the first jokes in the series is just like talking about existential dread. And like
Jesus
it's
Christ.
Fuck yeah, getting wild in the Green Hills.
let me
zone.
see if I can
And
find
in this
it.
movie, we gotta go fast.
Yeah, well, I like
There's a
that.
fart in it. There's a big fart at one point.
Yeah.
Where was the fart?
As well after he had too many chili dogs.
Yeah, too many chili dogs,
Oh,
which
right,
was a
yeah,
nice
yeah.
callback to the Sonic TV show.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a good few
Oh,
little
yeah,
bits of
that's
fan
right.
service
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I liked all that shit. I kept thinking the mushroom thing was going to end up being like a Mario reference. I kept being like, is this going to be some fucking Mario?
No, it's a
bullshit?
reference to Sonic and Knuckles.
What is-
Mushroom Hill Zone.
Oh, I don't know about
It's the
that.
first level.
It's the first level, yeah.
The
yeah.
piano remix
like-
of Green
I-
Hill Zone theme fucking owns,
Yeah,
by the
that's
way.
cool.
That plays like right near the end.
What about the song?
I don't love it.
Did you see the little fan service at the
Lil
thing at the
Yachty?
start where he was like he was in Emerald City and like the like bits fell down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so here it is. I'll read it out. It's like one of the first things that comes up when you type Knuckles Sonic Boom. So it says like Amy Rose like is playing soccer, just giving herself a little pep talk, and she's saying to herself like, "Can the young woman break the glass ceiling and prove once and for all that a female can be just as good an athlete as a male?" And then Knuckles says, "You know, Amy, anytime someone calls attention to the breaking of gender roles, it ultimately undermines the concept of gender equality by implying that this is an exception and not the status quo." And then everyone looks at him and he says, "What? Just because I'm a meathead doesn't mean I'm not a feminist."
I can't believe that was in a kids show.
Yeah.
Man, I
They're like-
respect the shit out of that.
That's good.
All right, I want to talk about Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla Sign. I thought, yeah.
It's Post Malone too, right?
No, it's Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla Sign, Lil Yachty, and some other dude who I haven't heard of, but it's the dude with the blue hair. I thought that song was terrible.
It is
love
very
that
bad.
I love that it exists.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course you do.
I like it.
You
dude.
posted just that song in our little pod group chat.
I also just tweeted it out. Just tweeted out the link to that
I got a
YouTube
question
video.
for Rose.
YouTube video is great.
Yes.
If you were stuck in a room with a broken record player that had to play one song over and over again, would it be the Sonic the Hedgehog Lil Yachty collab, or would it be Venom by Eminem?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to the whole song, so
I-
I'd probably but
I think Venom's... I'll let Rose finish.
A masterpiece.
I don't know. I might have to go for the Sonic one just because it doesn't have someone going vroom vroom. You know?
I much prefer Venom.
Well,
I
Venom, yeah,
I haven't.
Venom.
I haven't listened to the entire song of either song.
I've listened to Venom in the last 3 weeks.
Of course you have.
I haven't
You're
listened to
you.
Venom in a while, but I don't mind it.
When the sequel will be coming
Oh yeah, we got to watch the sequel.
with Woody Harrelson as Carnage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
it looks
yeah.
very silly.
Did you guys see the post-credits scene on the Sonic movie?
Yeah, baby tails.
I'm excited, dude.
Oh no, I didn't. Where was it? It was like at the very
Post-credits,
end.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I just shut it off.
It's not at the very end. It's like after all the.
Can we say people
video,
assume we're
2D
going to
video
spoil
game
this,
stuff.
right? We can spoil this.
Yeah, it's a fucking
Yeah.
old movie.
Well, yeah, but it came out on
What happened?
Sonic comes through, and Tails comes through.
Yeah, Tails like comes through a portal and it's like, I've got to find him, and then like
Oh,
flies
right.
off.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So we're going to get Sonic 2, Sonic and Tails, I imagine.
So this is gonna just be because then after that they'll do fucking Sonic and
I reckon-
Knuckles.
well, it made money.
I reckon 3 they'll introduce more. You'll get Shadow and Knuckles and whatnot.
I reckon it could go either way. I reckon that 3, it'll either be a free-for-all or 3 will never happen because coronavirus will impact the green lighting of a sequel. It'll happen too late, and by then people will lose interest in the sequel to Sonic, and it will do badly at the box office.
Yeah, but it does have in favor that it's a nostalgia property, so people aren't going to lose interest as fast.
Yeah,
and it's
but
animated,
Power Rangers got
which
fucked
means
in the ass.
animated movies you can be further apart because the actors getting older and stuff
Yeah,
doesn't matter as
true.
much.
Power Rangers didn't do that good though, and that's like a huge nostalgia thing.
That's true. I reckon they'll definitely give it a shot.
I
Right,
didn't-
but when 3 happens, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I didn't feel like humans needed to be part of this. Surely you could tell a fun story with Sonic within the Sonic world.
I think that they definitely needed Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey was good.
Jim
Oh, but-
Carrey, I thought was genuinely really good.
Well,
at
they
this.
need they need Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, I think they cast him perfectly.
The only thing I think was they could have made him fat. I think he could still do the same job.
I think he'll come back fat next time.
Yeah, he'll eat too many mushrooms.
Well, the end of it was that he looks
His
like him, where
mustache
his
should be
hair's
white,
gone
yeah.
and the moustache is all out.
I guess is that whitewashing for fat people?
What you
To
mean,
casting
like,
classically fat roles,
washing?
giving classically fat roles to skinny people. That doesn't seem right to me. Fat actor could have taken that job.
Do you know who
Jeez,
could have
who the
taken that
fuck
job
would-
with a
Lizzo.
shaved head?
Liz.
He's sitting right at this table, motherfucker.
Yeah, I could have done it.
Yeah,
James-
you'd be a great
James
reporter,
D.
James.
Kirk.
We got a member of the community
But what,
right
like,
here.
When would that have happened before? A skinny person. Oh, maybe Shallow Hal. But
no,
like the
it's not the
message.
same. I mean, a character that's
But you couldn't do Shallow Hal
Who-
without them also being skinny.
all right.
Yeah.
You need them to be
Also,
able to be
I
that.
don't think you could do Shallow Hal this.
Anymore. No way.
Yeah.
A fat movie where a role traditionally played by a fat person
person's
now
gone
played.
to a skinny person.
Chris Hemsworth in Endgame.
Yeah, that's nothing. You got nothing.
Yeah, so it's really just that's
such a specific thing.
there's
no way
there's
you'd be
no
able to
such-
like whip up another example
So
off the
there's
top
no
of your
s-
head.
So there's no
Minute.
such thing as fat washing or fat greasing.
Here's
Fat
one.
greasing.
Would you say John Goodman in the Flintstones is fat?
Well, John
He's
Goodman's
more
a
just
fat
big.
guy.
He's more at that stage. He wasn't that fat. He was more just broad.
Yeah, but Fred Flintstone isn't like huge on the
Flintstone's a big fat
cartoon.
Fred Flintstone's fat.
No, he's not.
Not really.
All right.
He's normal.
He's just like taller
All
than
right. I will
Barney.
lay down my weapons.
It's like surely there should be an example of it if you think about it.
Yeah.
But there isn't.
Well, yeah. People should be protesting this.
Here's a question that I
Adele?
have again for white.
You know, like how Paul McCartney got replaced by a clone or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they've actually replaced Adele.
Yeah, Adele's not real.
Man.
Here's a question that I have for us white people to mull over on the podcast. Is like, I'm sure it's not, but something about the storyline where like there was no explanation behind the like sister-in-law just hating him. Like something
Yeah.
about that felt racist.
Yeah, she doesn't like interracial couples.
Like I don't know why. There was no reason
thought
behind
you were
why
go-
she wanted him to
I
get
thought
divorced.
you were going to go somewhere way more racist with that. Be like, I don't understand why there was a need for an interracial couple. In this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
Dude.
child's movie.
Dude, I'm in an interracial couple. People forget that about me. I'm actually woke. By,
Yeah, but it doesn't count because your wife is
Hey,
racist
by
towards her
having
own
se-
race.
By having sex with a Chinese 25-year-old, I'm actually very woke.
Yeah, but you try to be woke anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So
Don't you reckon it just kind of felt like caricature-y or something like that?
The sister character felt a little caricature-y,
Mm.
but also maybe
the sister, yes, absolutely, she did.
I liked.
There was not much point to her either.
No.
Apart from the idea that it's like kind of no, there was no point to her.
It just gives.
Yeah.
I think.
Although the niece running around the house saying "Gotta go
do you know
fast."
what it is?
Mm.
Is
Maybe
it adds
laugh.
dynamics to the scenes with the partner because the partner and the husband are always getting along. They never fight the whole movie, so there needs to be something happening.
Yeah,
even just
and it was like the
visually
slightest
and audially,
possible
yeah.
conflict.
Just so literally, so something's happening on screen. They
Mm.
can't put her in there, like because otherwise it would just be like, "Here's what's happening." Okay,
Mm.
like that's the scene then. Otherwise, like
I was waiting as well for a long time. Like, he's got to get the shoes at some point. Like, the red
Did
shoes
they-
are like an
did
iconic
they
part of it.
verbally reference him having bad shoes before the scene where he gets the red shoes?
When
No,
they were
but
when they were taking them off, they were like, "Look how beat up
Yeah,
they are.
I
His
mean,
feet
like-
must hurt."
You'd think you'd have to allude to that in an earlier scene. Right?
There were like visuals of
Yeah,
them.
I
but,
think
like,
it was pretty like
It came out
hammered
of
home.
nowhere, right?
No, I disagree.
Yeah?
I think it was
Oh.
hammered home visually.
Also,
like,
but
he had
yeah,
bad
like
shoes.
I noticed, I was like, he doesn't have the red shoes, and when he finally got them, I'm like, there you go.
Just a scene of him going like, "Oh boy!" Like what? Look at his feet. and
Oh,
going, "You know
sure
what I
do
mean?"
need to get down to athlete's foot soon.
But there's because in this movie, it's not implied that the shoes make him fast.
No, the shoes are they're just nice shoes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's less of a point to them. He
Yeah.
just looks snazzy.
I liked I liked the like fight scene visuals. I thought they looked cool. You know how they?
I mean, they're a complete rip-off of X-Men First Class.
yeah, I don't
but-
care though. That scene's awesome.
Yeah, same. I thought
I'll
the
watch
same
that
thing.
heaps.
Yeah, Amy was like, "This is a rip-off," and I was like, "Yeah,
a
but
complete
it's-"
rip-off,
I was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, but it's fun."
Yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. I liked all the stuff with I liked Robotnik's machines. I thought they looked cool. They were a cool little design.
His interactions with his like side dude were funny,
Yeah.
or like
absolutely.
at least not like
Agent
sitting there
Stein.
cracking up, but just like, oh, yeah.
It feels good to
Oh,
watch
funny. That's
Jim
funny.
Carrey let a little loose.
Yeah.
It was good to
After
see.
years of fucking dramatic bullshit.
Yeah, dour crap and like expecting the
chance.
crazy from Jim Carrey these days to be like, "Oh fuck, he's crazy."
Yeah,
Instead of
he's
just like, man, he's good at playing like an over the top kind of guy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Jim Carrey fans are a very specific type of comedy.
Do you think
fan.
Jim Carrey fans really exist anymore?
Yeah, but they like his stuff from the 90s.
Yeah, well, of course.
That's what I'm. But like,
Who's like, man, the number 23?
no, talking about like guys our age. Like, I've met a few like Jim Carrey fans.
Well,
and
like
they-
people who are like fun with Dick and Jane fucking rule.
No, people who are more like, yes, man. No, people who are more
What is
like
the
Ace
other one?
Ventura fans and shit, but they like watch his old stand up from before all that, and he's like, oh my god, look at
Yeah.
his face,
Man,
his impressions,
in Living
his
Color,
voice.
he was like the white guy on the Black Show.
Yeah, all that sort of shit.
Mm.
It's the
Liar,
same-
liar, though. Fucking great.
My Life fucking rules.
Great.
So does Ace Ventura.
Jim,
Do you know what it doesn't rule though? Is when Nature Calls, like the sequel. I rewatched that a little while ago, and like.
Is that the transphobic one? I haven't watched it.
No, the transphobic one is the first one, which is like
transphobic one's good.
Which is actually good. Like and like, yeah, the transphobia is bad, but like in terms of transphobia, it's like it's on the lighter sort of.
It is on the lighter side, although like 1,000 people puke at the idea. Of
but that's almost why it's funnier because it's so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
But like, yeah, man, the sequel was just dog shit. Like
I remember the sequel has like one of those. Do you remember any like specific examples when you're a kid of like something you just laughed so hard at you've rewatched it like 1,000 times? Because Ace Ventura 2 has that. The
Him
bit
getting
where
out
he
of the rhino?
no. The bit where he knocks out the man and says, "You must be the Monopoly guy," and then shakes his head. And goes, "Do not pass go. Do not collect $200." Like I think I watched that scene over and over and over again. Like,
That's
and it was just like, this is genius. This is the height of comedy. Hasn't
Yeah.
been equaled.
Man. Yeah, I was a big Jim Carrey fan. I really liked Dumb and Dumber when I was a kid. Something about diarrhea comedy, really,
diarrhea
still to this day.
But did you have something that you went back to? And
Oh, right. Yeah, plenty of things. Napoleon Dynamite, the opening scene, I did a lot of times when I first saw it. I just watched that.
What,
how old were you?
fine
Yeah, how
when
old were you when that came out?
Like 13, 14.
no, I'm talking about like when you're like 7.
Oh, right. Only in Bird, but we've already covered this.
So up until you were like 13, you just watched baby shows.
No, I was...
He watched like
And then
Sesame
you-
Street till 13, and then it was like
then
Fight Club.
And then 13 to 24 was all twee bullshit.
yeah. Hastings
That's
was a
not
real.
fun. No,
Hastings was a real
like,
high school musical.
Yeah.
kind of
I
guy.
watched a lot of like Seinfeld and Simpsons shit. That was cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
my-
Just had fucking purple sneakers being like, yeah, got the latest Wes Anderson. Want
My,
some-
You like
my
the
stuff
Mighty
from when I
Boosh,
was
babe?
like
yeah.
when I was primary school, it would have just been like
Get pussy.
I've got a
Can I ask you a question?
mangina.
Just like, I'm the
yeah.
moon.
Can I ask? Yeah. And hang on, I've got a question for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Do you ever drink Baileys from a shoe?
That's what I was saying to girls when I was trying to
Yeah.
take him home from
I imagine-
Hot Dan
yeah,
and
you
that
really-
was
2009.
absolutely happening. Like, if not with you, then with other people.
I
I want to go
know.
home and watch the Mighty Boosh.
Come back from home. We'll watch some Noel Fielding stand up.
Actually, like the old Greg episode is kind of like what Pose is like. I like the,
It's actually the Ballad of Milky Joe.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I like
Yeah.
the coconut one. After the coconut one cracks.
That's
me
the coconut one.
up. Oh, right.
that is
yeah.
like probably the best episode, I think.
Yeah.
What's the big monkey's name? Is it Naboo?
Bolo.
Bolo. I
Naboo
think.
is the.
Naboo is the-
I watched
shaman.
the Mighty Boosh every day for 2 years and then never again. It was one of those things.
Yeah.
I had Mighty Boosh was one of those things that like
For a treat, I'll do the rest of the show as the moon.
Absolutely don't. I'll
Yeah.
kill myself if you do that. I'll murder
That's
myself.
100% why I directed that at you.
pretty much everyone I knew fell for the Mighty Boosh pretty hard. Like
Yeah.
as soon as the clip from I guess it would have been YouTube or maybe a proto version
old
of
Greg
YouTube.
thing.
Yeah, once
Was it
that old Greg,
YouTube?
like
Mm.
those DVDs popped up in
Yeah.
every house.
Those DVDs
Yeah.
will be on that shelf over there.
Yeah. It's on stand now.
Yeah.
So clear out the
I'd love to
collection.
go back and watch it.
I did it.
I did not too long ago.
I watched like an
Um,
episode, a couple years ago.
Because I remember, like, even
It's
at like
okay.
the height of my fandom, being like, "Oh yeah, they are really trying to be weird for weird's sake." Here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you want good weird, the
Tim
young
and Eric.
ones. The young ones.
Yeah,
It's
young
like-
ones was cool.
It's real weird, but there's so much less like surreal imagery or whatever. It's just like, oh, this is just fucking dumb.
Yeah. I
love-
like, personally, I'm more into kind of like politics and the news.
I thought the word coming was going to be cerebral.
Yeah, dude. I'm into kind of like
Just really love, like-
intellectual comedy.
Yeah.
I like getting my mind jacked off.
Yeah. I'm more into, put it this way, I prefer CNN and N to the Chasers War and everything.
Oh, there's someone out there like who said that like 2 days ago
What does
sincerely to their friend.
CNNN stand for?
Well, here's
Chasers.
the joke. You see,
The Dan Illich non-stop N-word network.
Nah, he's the best.
I was on an
He's
episode
saying
of
no.
Irrational Fear. You can go and listen to that if you want.
Yeah, good.
They did
Keep
not.
that sort of stuff up.
They did not get the bit that I was trying to do.
Yeah, good on you.
Not enough N-words.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah, that was the thing. That's what I tried to do. No, it's not.
Oh my lord. Yeah.
Well,
what else is going on with the N-word? You guys seen this new Michael Jordan? That's too much.
I appreciate your willingness.
Hey, here's the thing. If you say the N-word in a dream and no one is around to hear it, are you really racist?
It's like Hastings goes home, fucking packs a bong and types lucid dreaming into Google.
That is the first thing he would start doing?
Disappears for 2 weeks. Finally opens the door and he's like, I did it. I said N-word in a dream and got called woke for doing it. Yeah. And then a black girl sucked me off.
And then Denzel Washington shook my hand.
Oh,
and then Lizzo blew me.
Man, I would love that.
Fucking so would I.
Beers?
Yeah, there's like heaps in the fridge.
I'm gonna grab.
Ooh, if you want to get a little,
If you want to get 3 out, you're more than welcome to.
How about a tastings for Hastings?
Let's talk about.
No, you know.
Let's talk
I
about
said
Sonic
get 3.
in
1 for
general.
him, 2 for me.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you wanted to do this movie.
Rose, you're the resident Sonic expert. Give us a little background on Sonic.
Well, I would say that Jamie is probably that, but so Sonic is apparently from the Green Hills. Sorry, he's from the Emerald City.
It's from Japan.
And he's a porcupine, I believe.
Yeah.
And,
Oh my god!
Jamie's getting really angry over there, and he's green and famously slow as a turtle. He is. Cheers, barmaid. No, because the only gaming systems I've ever had were Sega Mega Drive when I was real young, and then a PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
So I Sonic is one of all the Sonic games, like Sonic 1, 2, 3, and 4 were the only ones.
This may shock you. That is not all the Sonic games. There are
No,
5,000.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like the
Of
original
that
4.
era,
The Sega Mega Drive thing that I bought over there has also got Sonic Spinball on it, which is like some pinball game, which
That
is
was
really
very
weird.
popular from memory.
I never played this when I was young, but it's got Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which friends and I got really into in year 12 when we were trying to distract ourselves from doing HSC study.
All right.
You'd get a text message from your friend just saying "bean?" ? You're like, all right, we're going to Baker's house.
You sent me very similar messages like that, but about MDMA.
Well, yeah, drop your bean.
Dinger?
No, just bean,
Yeah,
because
bean.
drop your bean.
All right.
Made famous
Here's
by
from
Harris
Wikipedia.
Whittles, R.I.P.
Sonic Spinball, I loved as a kid, but it
Man,
does suck.
I was playing it the other day and
It's
I didn't
so
like
slow.
it. Yeah,
It's so slow.
yeah, it was. I found it really frustrating. But also, I find all video games really
All right.
frustrating because I'm not good at them.
A little bit about Sonic here.
What do you
Okay.
want to know?
It's from the Wikipedia page.
Is this?
The first Sonic game released in 1991, so it came from 1991. That's the first bit of research. I'm doing a book report on Sonic to you. All right, Sonic, Japanese game from 1991.
You're not wearing a tie.
Yeah. It was developed at Sega requested a mascot character to compete with Mario, 16-bit, Sonic Spinball, Sonic Adventure.
Damn,
It's
can
been
tell you
across
this.
all consoles, essentially.
Will you take over?
I was obsessed with Sonic.
Yeah.
So was I.
Like,
I
I
watched the TV show and everything.
TV show,
I liked Mario.
subscription to the comics, Sonic plush dolls, every game.
Yeah, I probably would have had little Sonic and Knuckles dolls.
I had Sonic and Tails. Sonic was one of the. I had a Nintendo, and then I saw my uncle playing.
Well, that's actually right. That was how I made my first good friend in kindergarten at primary school. Was
Sonic.
That's how I made my first good friend in 2015.
No, it was that. Yeah, that was my first proper school friend. Was we talked about Sonic and Sega games.
Yeah, Sonic was kind of a good equal because everyone fucking wanted when I was just going to school when Sonic came out, and I remember seeing my uncle playing it, and I was like, I gotta get a fucking Mega Drive.
Yeah. What year did you start? 92? 91?
Probably 91.
Right.
Maybe 90. Who knows? But
Sonic wasn't out in 1990.
no, I was talking about school.
Oh, right. You couldn't have started in 1990. I started in 96, so you would have been 93, 94, 92.
I was
right?
95.
Yeah. I had a Mega Drive. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on this pod. My uncle, well, not true. My uncle had a Mega Drive, but I lived with him.
Well, I was just at my mum's place.
Like
and
I
I
lived with my grandparents.
I was just at my mum's place then, and I was like, "Hey, do you still have the Mega Drive and the games? Because I want to, 1, play it, but 2, sell it for money." And she thinks she might have fucking chucked it out. I was like, "Oh, you goose!"
Mega Drive, the console, not worth that much.
But the games, because there were games in there.
Most consoles aren't worth that much, right? It's the games that you got to get, right? I know Nintendo 64 is $30 or something.
But aren't like the cartridge games worth a bit because they kind of don't really
depends
age?
So I sold a bunch to fund an Adelaide Fringe a couple of years ago.
Let me say, most of the games that people like us would have, not worth shit.
There's a few.
You mean
like
Boogerman, a pick and flick
Boogerman,
adventure?
like,
that might be. It's the rarer it is. So I did this with on Nintendo 64 shit to pay for Adelaide Fringe a couple years ago. So like Conker's Bad Fur Day is worth a lot. Like it's like $200 almost.
Yeah.
But like GoldenEye was $7.
Yeah, because I just wanted to.
A few old Game Boy ones
I just wanted to play
that had
Boogerman and Quackshot again.
Oracle of Seasons, I think I sold for like $50.
I think GameCube and Sega Dreamcast will still net you like what a modern console would cost. Because every 6 months I'm like, I should buy a fucking GameCube.
My old housemate had a fucking my last housemate.
But why?
That moved in together.
Are you saying that's a lot or not much?
I'm saying it's a lot now.
But why is that? Because weren't they kind of famously bad, and that's why they failed?
So less were produced.
Yeah,
they don't make $1 million.
But why would people? But why would people want them then?
Because collectors,
right?
For not
and
nostalgia.
Also because GameCube and Dreamcast, even though they failed, are considered very good consoles.
GameCube is a good console.
Yeah, why did they fail then? Or is that going to be completely not funny?
Because Sony is the ultimate destroyer of worlds.
Yeah.
Sony basically put Sega out of the console making business by releasing the PlayStation 2 a year after the Dreamcast came out and saving the reveal for the PlayStation 2 pretty much right when the Dreamcast came out.
Right.
So a lot of people were like, oh, I could get the Dreamcast or I could wait for the PlayStation 2.
And it had a DVD player.
Yeah. Also keep in mind
that's helpful.
Sega was just coming off the monumental failure of the Saturn.
Yeah.
Whereas PlayStation was just coming off the monumental success of PlayStation
I don't think
1.
I've seen a Saturn in my life.
I've
seen Dreamcast.
Hang on. What was the one that was before the Mega Drive?
Master System.
Yes, that I have played.
Yeah, I've played Master System. Also, this is the greatest bit of fuckery that I heard, if it's true, that basically just when the PlayStation 2 was about to come out, Sony, because back then they made all sorts of shit as well, and they still do, obviously, but they were one of the first people to do CD burners and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Sega Dreamcast did not run on CDs. They run on something called GD-ROM, which was exclusive, I believe, to Dreamcast and may have been used.
Was it a mini disc type thing, or did it look like a
regular
CD? Just looked like a CD,
but just the way a PlayStation 1 CD won't work in a record like a CD.
Yeah.
So Sony, just before PlayStation 2 came out, or just after Dreamcast got released, made a GD-ROM burner, knowing that Sony don't make GD-ROM products. So they essentially, apparently, released just a piracy machine for the Dreamcast just because they could.
That's so fucking devious.
So so from memory, it undercut. They announced it, and it was a massive undercut on the Dreamcast, and it was better because it was later, and they held off and all that sort of stuff, right? So it just beat it in effectively every way.
Yeah, Dreamcast's very underrated. Dreamcast's very underrated.
I know people.
Did you play it much?
Yeah, I loved my Dreamcast.
Did you play the Sonic game?
Yeah, I loved Sonic Adventure.
What was it like?
Man, it would not hold up well today.
Because was it the scrolling thing like they always were, or
no? It's fully 3D. So they're trying to, obviously at this point everyone wants to be Mario 64.
Right.
This is a time of generation when Mario 64 has raised the bar so high for what those games can be. But Sonic kind of and this is where 3D Sonic's always faltered, is that they can't reconcile the fully explorable 3D world and the speed
the mechanic,
of Sonic.
Yeah.
But Sonic Adventure is quite charming because you can play as multiple characters, and each character has a different thing. So Sonic goes through it fast. Tails and Knuckles are explorers. Yeah. Amy hits things with a giant fucking hammer, and then there's some other characters that kind of suck. But it's got a big hub world that you explore.
I know there was one on GameCube that was either a port of that or a sequel or something. But I played a very similar thing to what you're describing on GameCube, and you'd swap between all the characters, and you had little pets that you'd fucking raise.
Yeah,
and
Chow.
Shit. Yeah, right. Yeah, I played that on GameCube. Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic Adventureland 2 came out on GameCube because the Dreamcast sold so poorly. They wanted to keep bringing Sonic, but
Man, poor
didn't
Sonic.
work out.
Really been done dirty.
Yeah, well, there's the latest Sonic games, apart from the ones that go back to 2D, still can't hack it.
Yeah. Apparently, 2D one, you played that one though, right?
2D
Sonic,
one rocks.
what's it called again?
Sonic Mania.
Yeah,
it's just
right.
designed by like a bunch of fans of Sonic, and Sega were like, oh, they're doing this better than us, we'll let them do it officially.
How much do you reckon that'd be on the Switch store right now?
I got it for like $20.
How much money do you reckon they got from
Probably
Sega?
quite a bit. Because
That's what I'm interested about
Sega's
right
still
now.
a bit of a powerhouse, considering like they publish a lot of good games.
Even after the closing of Sega World?
Yeah, but
Man,
like
I
in
would kill
Japan,
to go back to Sega.
but like in Japan, like Sega still has massive arcades everywhere.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like they, I imagine, would still make a lot of money. And to also circle back, GameCube had a thing where like for a while, like just after it came out, you could snap them up for like $50. Now that it's
Oh, yeah,
considered-
because it would have been like a...
'cause it was
Just
fair.
get rid of these.
Yeah, and like no one was developing games for them apart from Nintendo and like their main studios. But now it's kind of now everyone's like, oh wait, GameCube had some fucking great games on it. It's gone all the way back. Dreamcast, I think, has always been kind of rare because it's hard to get a hold of.
Was the reason the GameCube not failed but didn't do as well as anyone really hoped it would be? Was it just the lack of like? Because I can't think of like I know like for me I like Wind Waker, I like Mario Sunshine. I'm sure there's like good like fucking Turok shit or whatever on there. But like I don't. There's no Mario 64 for the GameCube. There's no must have. The only one I can think of really is Wind Waker and Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 2 was
Yeah, I mean the biggest console ever.
runaway success.
Yeah. I had 3.
The launch,
What did you need 3?
they broke down a lot.
So they broke down a lot, and like we were talking about the other
The
day,
greatest
Jamie,
console ever broke down a lot.
its lifespan was so long. Like
Yeah.
it was
It
so
sounds like it wasn't long.
no, like in the market, like
Right.
they made games for it for 14 years,
Right.
which is insane.
which is it's supposed to be
Was
six.
it a DVD player as well? Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah, and it was like when it was a lot of people's first DVD player, including mine.
It was my first DVD.
Yeah, it was like a lot of people's first DVD
Right.
player.
Was it
the
also
PS2.
that you could also play the PlayStation 1 games on it too?
Yeah,
Huge.
and well, because also that's standard kind of now. That's
Mm-hmm.
changed a little bit last little while, but we'll see. It seems like they're bringing it back next gen, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
But isn't the thing kind of now
it
is
was
that
the
you just
first-
kind of use the internet to get the old games or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, it was the first like backwards compatible thing going.
So PlayStation 2,
Yeah.
a little thing called the Xbox and Halo, taking America by storm, if not Japan. Then also the fact that the GameCube launched without a killer app like Mario.
Yeah,
It
that's
launched
what-
with
that's
fucking
what I'm-
Luigi's Mansion.
That's what I'm talking about. It didn't have the killer app, right? I'm playing Luigi's Mansion 3 right now. Good, but should not be the launch
Yeah.
title for a Nintendo console in 2000 or whatever. Like,
And then
I used
this-
to play those games on it, like in Toys R Us, where it was like Ricky Ponting Cricket or whatever, but
Fuck
they didn't
yeah.
have the like official name, so like it was all like Damian Morton and stuff like that. instead of
Rocky
Martin, like-
Poontang.
Yeah,
Rocky
it was
Poontang.
Rocky Poontang.
Did you ever play?
Oh well,
Yeah, my name-
looks like I've got to revert back to man and start doing porn
Rocky
with the new name
Poontang.
Rocky Poontang.
Very good. My
That,
dad,
like it was that whole kind of like Sleeve McDykel, Bobson
Yeah,
Dugnut
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
my dad used to have a dog called. This is like when I was like 7 or 8. He had a dog called Ricky, named after Ricky Ponting, his favorite cricket player.
fucking, that's so sick.
Yeah, yeah. My
Love
dad's,
punter.
my dad's a big cricket guy.
Mate, I could
And
watch
then-
him play the pull and the hook shot all day.
I remember
Oh.
when I was like 10 or 11, my dad was like, "Oh yeah, I don't have Ricky anymore. I moved house," and he's like living on a farm. And I was like, all right. And then a couple of years later, I was like, oh, right.
You learned
okay.
living on a farm
And
is
then, so
dope.
by the time I worked out when I was 12, 13, and I never really liked the dog Ricky anyway, so I didn't really care. But I was like, when I was like, 13 or whatever, I was like, oh, right, Ricky's dead, of course. Don't be silly. Didn't think about Ricky until like I was, 19 or something. And then one day my dad was like, man, I'm real bummed. Ricky died. And I was like,
Oh,
what
so
do
he
you
actually went to a farm.
And I was like, what do you mean? Ricky died like 7 or 8 years ago. He's like, no, he was at a farm. Like he was
What the fuck? No, you don't actually do the lie.
Yeah,
It's a
he's
wonderful bit of subversion.
Yeah, Ricky actually went to the farm and then died on the farm years later.
Damn, you'd think that.
Man, that's
You
wild.
can't even believe now that your father was the only one.
So
who
maybe
works in
now
the
every
family
time
not
they-
to do comedy.
Maybe now every time you get told they go to the farm, they actually do go to a farm and live a
Maybe.
bit longer and then die.
Man, I can't talk about this much more because I'll keep thinking about what happens when my cats die. And,
They'll go to a farm.
Yeah, but no one sends a
So-
cat to a farm.
They're doing Homeward Bound, Brad.
I don't know. I haven't.
You never seen Homeward Bound?
No, I've seen Milo and Otis.
Damn, Homeward Bound's like a Stone Cold classic.
I saw a bit of Air, but
I mean, I
earlier
might
this
have when I
evening
was
to
like
catch
a
my
child.
breath.
I can't
We should watch
remember
it for the plot. Let's just do baby movies.
yeah, next week.
This week on Rugrats the movie,
I
we're
actually-
talking about Tommy and Chucky's chemistry.
I think I actually might have a copy of Milo and Otis somewhere because, like,
I don't think I've seen Milo
for my
and Otis.
21st, someone as like a joke present gave me this huge box of shitty DVDs.
Sick. It was Alexi. Just trying to get rid of some of those movies he's so fond of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you just flicking through and it's like Woody Allen, Roman Polanski.
Louis C.K.
But
they were-
it's Louis C.K.'s "I Love You, Daddy."
Man,
Yeah.
Yvette's been watching House lately, which
love
House
House.
rules. House
Oh,
fucking rules.
I was at my friend
Brian-
Karen's house the other day and she was also getting through it. Why is everyone watching House?
It's a good mood for the quarantine. It honestly is. Two things.
House is
Executive
funny.
producer Brian Singer.
Yes.
All right.
He directed the first episode.
Yeah, he's like, his name's all over it. Every time I walk past,
yeah.
I'm like, Brian Singer.
What, just like EP credit like the whole way?
Yeah.
Yeah, he directed
Shit.
the first episode and then was very hands off.
Yeah. And
But elsewhere was very hands on.
Yeah, well, because he had hands other places to be.
Oh God.
also,
Ugh.
Eating peanuts on the Lolita Express.
I want to say, name a comedian who was on the Lolita Express.
Was there one?
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Really?
All right, so but it needs to be a
Apparently.
different kind of like. Okay, was Jerry Seinfeld on the Lolita Express?
I mean, he dated.
for the sake of
he
this
dated a
bit-
17-year-old. So
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Okay, it works anyway. All right, this is my new character, pedophile Jerry Seinfeld.
that's already been done.
All right. Well, the punchlines. What's the deal with the airline peanuts on the Lolita Express? That's
Yeah,
the punchline.
okay, yeah, I see. What
Yeah, there's actually a much more finely tuned version.
All
you
right.
can look it up online.
Well, how about you do a bit?
What about
All right?
Chris
You do a
Rock?
fucking bit.
Chris
No, the
Rock's-
bit I'm doing is to sit here and just criticize you.
Chris Rock's pedophiles versus child molesters.
That's funny. That's good stuff.
This guy's a pedophile.
Yeah. Child molester.
Yeah, that's funny. Was talking about baby movies for babies.
We were
Brian.
talking about the game.
Oh yeah, no,
And
yeah.
House.
Homophobic House. I know homophobic, transphobic House. There's an episode where House is transphobic. Do you guys want to hear about it?
Yeah, because I think like House is pretty progressive.
Yeah, but this is because you can see how it slipped through. So
I found a clip the
it's
other
pretty
day of,
rough. It's like pretty rough to watch.
the girl from House. I found a clip of her in How I Met Your Mother calling someone a tranny.
Nice.
Yeah.
So spoiler alert for a particular episode of House.
Is this an early episode?
It'd be like in the first.
Hang on,
four
let me put the
seasons, I
microphone.
think, yeah.
La, 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 la. No, I don't give a shit.
So it's a girl who's like a 15-year-old model
Oh yeah, who fucks her dad?
who fucks her dad,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. There's a lot going on here already.
I thought she was like, I don't know the.
It's
woke
intersex.
term
She's
now.
intersex.
Yeah, I would have said
Right.
hermaphrodite.
So the big twist at the end is
That's
this model.
the archaic term
Is
for
this,
it.
this supermodel, the reason she's so beautiful is that she actually has 2 testicles inside of her because of like intersex birth stuff or whatever.
Yes.
And it's something to do with it gives her extra estrogen, which gives her big tits and clear
Yeah,
skin and
because
nice
she's
hair.
super
and
hot.
She's like, yeah, it's supposed to be super. I don't really buy the actress as hot.
There's a few things like that.
Well, she
There's
fucks
like,
her dad.
called like Colors
Yeah.
syndrome or something like that.
Anyway, the way House tells the girl is she walks in to the thing and goes, the perfect woman's a man. And then, like, the dad's getting angry. It's like, she's not a man. It's like, he is a man. He
Oh,
is.
man.
Like, really hammering home, like,
Jesus.
hey, let's get your balls cut off, dude. Like,
Oh,
all that
no.
kind of shit. It's rough.
But
Like-
was House doing that on purpose to provoke a reaction?
No, that's what I thought too. There's no need for him to get the reaction.
But
There's no medical reason for it.
Yeah, no, man, but he likes to do that.
Oh, yeah, he's doing it to be mean to her. Yeah, that's transphobic. to misgender a transgender
Oh, no,
person,
sorry.
to be mean to them.
No,
is
I meant he
transphobic.
was doing
Yeah.
that to get a reaction out of the dad for fucking his daughter.
No, not really. No, that's not really part of that story.
he was just
that's-
he was just trying to say the dad was gay.
Dude, you're gay, man. what has 2 thumbs and is gay? That guy.
Yeah. You know why I can't watch House is because I can't stand Hugh Laurie doing an American accent.
I think it's
like
great.
it. It sounds great.
I prefer him to do his American accent.
Like it's good, but like I think because like the tone that comes out instead of when he speaks with his actual accent, I'm just like, oh, I hate it.
What about
it
House?
grinds at
Like
me.
obviously, this is like. I mean, like, transphobic stuff, but, like, House, like, if you go back and watch a lot of the episodes, like, just obviously sexually harasses a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's pretty rough.
Yeah, but it's very funny.
He's, like, just going up to his boss, and he's like, nice tits today. Like, it's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
It's out
yeah,
of
yeah,
control
yeah,
what he's
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
It's also...
But
weird.
it's
See, here's where you get a free pass, is when I eventually get mine put in, I'll be upset if you don't say that.
Yeah, well, see, that's what Cuddy is like in the show. She's always like, oh, you.
yeah, Cuddy wants to fuck
Do
House
you
so
come
bad.
with the
Cuddy
car?
does fuck House.
Nice. Also, on the episode with, and this may have something to do with executive producer Brian Singer, but with the episode with the dad does fuck the 15-year-old girl. Like the whole thing is like, oh, she's getting abused, we've got to report it. But then she lies to the child protection people, like the daughter lies to the child protection people. So the thing is like, why did you lie? And the daughter's like, oh, because I wanted to have sex with him, it was consensual, I don't want my dad to go to jail. And they're like, no, he's the parent, it's like his responsibility to say no. And she goes, no, I did it on purpose, I got him drunk. And then like lists a bunch of other people she did the same thing to, like a photographer, a manager, and whatever, because she's a model. And then like for the rest of the episode, everyone's like, well, I guess the dad's off the hook. Like the dad raping his daughter just doesn't come up for the rest of the episode. It's like, I guess that does forgive it.
Yeah, like
House is weird.
You get written by blah blah blah, or like story by something, teleplay by Woody Allen.
Yeah, it's very that. It's like a weird, like, and then it's like executive producer Brian Singer, right?
Well, that'd be a guy. Like,
Yeah.
Brian Singer liked to fuck little boys.
Yeah. And I don't know if those little boys got him drunk.
No, I don't think he'd even say that, right? Like, he'd just deny
This
that it
joke's
happened.
really fucked.
Well, because Brian Singer got in trouble for doing that, like, apt pupil shit.
But it's like a 5-year-old boy and he's like another Scotch, Brian.
Oh god.
Yeah.
You're like a silk road.
Yeah, there's like Brian Singer
Brian,
writing
another one?
the own script of his life, where the kids.
I'm
like,
just picturing like a really shrunken Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. It's that vibe. The kid doesn't look like a kid.
And the kid just delivers like Aaron Sorkin-esque dialogue, where it's like, well, maybe like if you had the cognitive faculties, you would have understood that I was in fact seducing Brian Singer.
The kids
and
are
then like sipping milk out of it.
Brian Singer's like, I really must go, and the 5-year-old's, baby, it's cold outside. That's good stuff.
I mean, how do you justify that apart from being like, well, I got money and it goes away?
Yeah.
Because like he's been pulled up on stuff before,
dude, like big time, like yeah.
Well, because like apt pupil, like he like got in trouble for like filming like underage boys showering nude.
Yeah. He also wasn't there much stuff with the X-Men thing, or he got X-Men in spite of the accusations.
Yeah, and then he
stuff.
got fired off a bunch of shit, but he'll probably come back with something. at
House
some
the
point.
movie.
Everyone comes back eventually.
Yeah. Turns out the cure in this case in the House movie is that House needs to fuck the little boy.
Oh,
Cuddy's
well-
like, you're out of control, House.
You know what? Like the guy who like created House has gone on to now, right?
What?
It's pretty much like the logical 2020 progression of House. It's The Good Doctor, which is a show about a
I know
doctor
about
with
the
like
Good
severe
autism. Yeah.
who's rude to people but can be because you know.
Yeah. Autism is kind of a superpower that way. Yeah. Nah, it's a good stuff.
How do we get to House?
Brian Singer, pedophiles.
Well, House does rule though. It's one of my favorite shows to fall asleep to.
It is good. Yvette's been watching it, and I'm much preferring it to a Big Bang phase.
Oh yeah,
Big Bang
you
Theory
wouldn't do
phase.
that.
Yeah, that's
I was
tough
thinking
going.
the other day, what's the best sitcom of the last 25 years?
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
25
Sorry
years.
to just answer it, but 25 years. Arrested Development.
I suppose Seinfeld late. I'm talking, let's say like 2010 and beyond. Oh no, wait,
That's
2000
10
and
years.
beyond.
Curb.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No Love for 30 Rock?
Arrested Development. 30 Rock's in there for me, but on the rewatch, I haven't been enjoying it as much as I've been enjoying. Like on the rewatch, Parks and Rec, I think is better than 30
I've been
Rock.
rewatching 30 Rock and loving it.
I have as well.
I've actually
Parks
never
and Rec, I
gone
think,
through
might be
30
better.
Rock. Arrested Development is close.
Arrested Development, I think, is my answer.
But Arrested
But has
Development,
Arrested Development been clouded by...
that's what I was going to say.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's pretty tight.
Well, so do you then view it Are you one of the people that's like, my Arrested Development is just the first 3 seasons?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Well, I haven't watched anything beyond that.
What about something like Always Sunny?
Oh, Always Sunny's very good. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think I might prefer to Parks and Rec.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine in terms of like easy, light,
if
comfortable
Brooklyn
network sitcom might be Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
If Brooklyn Nine-Nine doesn't like overstay its welcome and like calls it at a good time like Parks did, then it'll be up there.
Well, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's been going for longer than Parks now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's
like
only
7 years in, I believe.
Well, yeah, because didn't they split the last 2? It's like Parks and Rec is like falsely long, because they split it or something. Right?
Parks and Rec is 6 seasons.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the seasons are different lengths. Like the first one and the last one aren't as long.
Yeah. Good on them. Anyway, the answer's 2.5.
Parks and Rec 7 seasons.
Yeah. The Office.
They're all
would've,
over there.
like,
UK Office, maybe.
but I mean, the first 4 seasons of The American too.
Yeah.
Like would have.
I really like Peep Show.
Oh yeah, Peep Show's great.
I might put in 2 cents for Peep Show. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is on Stan?
What's in the Stan iconic series?
Will and Grace. How do you guys feel about Will and Grace?
I can't stand Will and Grace.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I'm just trying to think. It's like they're all good shouts.
Yeah, that's good sitcoms. They're
There's
out
a ton.
there. There's a ton out there. Scrubs is not. I've tried to do a rewatch of that. It's not working
Scrubs
for
is
me.
hard on the rewatch.
Scrubs has been quite hard on
Squabs.
the rewatch.
You can enjoy
It's
Squabs.
Scrubs for babies, so we can watch
You
it.
can enjoy Squabs on the rewatch if you were a big fan back when.
Yeah.
Like there are things where you're just like, but like.
Yeah, Scrubs still made me cry on the rewatch.
Yeah, well, it's
I cry like when Laverne dies. Spoiler, sorry.
Oh my god, we've already been doing this for over an hour. We don't have to do this anymore.
We can just go and drink beer.
Yeah, we can stop this if we want.
Oh, okay.
You want to just keep naming sitcoms? I'll do it.
Well, I was going to say we can either sit on the balcony, finish a beer or 2, and just do the sitcom thing in private, or we can just,
Alright,
or we
do
can
that.
just do it on here and force
Hang
it
on.
down our
No, that's
fucking
what we
dumb
should do.
listeners.
I'm going to keep fucking trying this, okay? Is we should go and drink beer and do the sitcom thing in private. And if you want to hear, then you should tell us to do Patreon episodes for you.
Yeah,
and
Jack.
pay us.
Yeah, I reckon we
Yeah,
us
Jackson,
talking us
tell your
talk,
mates.
I reckon us talking about sitcoms is good Patreon content.
Yeah.
We can go off into the world and explore other things.
Well, it'll be interesting.
And then maybe it will
because,
force us to actually talk about the fucking movie.
well, man, because like 10 years ago as well, like if you... Wait.
I can start taking notes for the movies if that happens. If we want,
I
can start taking notes.
I
again.
decided to do that at the end of watching this movie. I was like, I'm going to start doing that again.
10 years ago,
Yeah.
would you have considered A Shout for the In-Betweeners being a good sitcom?
It is very good.
I never watched it.
The movie's kind of clouded it.
The movie's
like,
really clouded.
over Christmas when I was jet lagged, it was
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Like I was just in London at my
Yeah.
parents' place, and it was still on their Netflix. And I was like, "Oh, this is great."
I've watched a few episodes like a year ago. Pretty funny. Like pretty good. Not as good as it was the first time through, but still pretty tight.
And like holds up less, but like
yeah.
woke wise.
I think we're done even caring about that. Even
yeah,
just
and
culturally.
like also like that was.
Oh, like people rewatching stuff like Scrubs and that and being like, "Ooh, yeah, it doesn't hold up." I'm
the,
like,
the
of
rewatch
course.
takedown's kind of done.
I'm like, of course it doesn't. And like, you know when people are being hateful, like,
yeah. I'm playing GTA 5 as I've said a few
I think
times.
like you should
Lot
be
of hate
happy
in
that it's not happening anymore. Like,
Yeah, you shouldn't complain when bad things happen to you in TV shows, minorities. I don't know, there's no right take here.
but like,
I'm with you.
I've had people like saying to me, just like, "Yeah, bloody bit of transphobia in Scrubs." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll still rewatch it." Like,
yeah. They're also allowed to not watch it if they don't want.
yeah, totally.
But then, like,
I just think it's a boring
Then
take.
that's kind of not like that's your call.
yeah, not going to Clockwork Orange anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't watch it. if you
Yeah,
don't.
I just think it's a
fine.
boring take.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Kind
it's a
it's
fucking
definitely boring.
dull take.
Yeah. What other good sitcoms?
Studio 60.
Yeah. Man, let's make that podcast.
A little show called Yum.
Oh fuck yeah! Well, I mean,
I thought
yes.
about it. I don't count it.
If you,
I don't think it's one of the greats.
oh man,
Talking about How I Met Your Mother, listen.
Yeah.
Oh, I think in terms of like I wouldn't say it's like anywhere near as good as like Parks or like probably like even though I haven't watched it, like the way people talk about 30 Rock, like stuff like that, like Arrested Development. But like in terms of how much bad shit there is, It's very far.
The highs
above
are
that.
high.
How I Met Your Mother is the best laugh track sitcom since Seinfeld.
Yeah, but it also was a laugh track
Yeah, maybe.
sitcom.
It's better than
years and
Friends.
years after laugh track sitcoms should have done. Friends should have been the last ever laugh track sitcom.
Friends,
I don't know. I think
Friends
there's a
didn't-
place for them.
Because
I
Friends
know
didn't
there
do
is.
drama as well as How I Met Your Mother.
Friends did drama better than people remember.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not
but
as good
but
as
not,
Not
as
as
good
good as How I Met
How I
Your
Met Your
Mother.
Mother. Like the drama in How I Met Your Mother is better than the comedy. Like,
Yeah, that's
it
kind
would
of
all-
part of the problem.
No, if How I Met Your Mother had ended after season 5 or 6, people would say it's one of the
Yeah,
greatest
sure,
sitcoms.
but it didn't. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
guess
then,
I still talk
but then
about
you're
Arrested
fucking
Development.
just talking about
But
Arrested
there
Development.
was the big break. Like, it's an easy point to stop. It's more like this is obviously just. I'm obviously biased because I just like Arrested Development a lot.
Do you
But
know what's funny?
I see what you mean.
It's able to segment it easier. Yeah.
Do you know what's funny is that Hastings poured his beer into a glass and he still didn't finish it.
Yeah.
He didn't pour all of the beer out of the
Yeah,
bottle.
you're so weird. For someone who like
Because your complaint is always, it's warm and there's drinks in it.
For someone
like,
who I've
there-
seen,
there's
like-
not if you pour it out.
Yeah.
someone who I've seen pull a bong with water that looks like diarrhea, refusing to drink the last bit of beer, is
Oh.
insanity.
This is a fucking sad thing. Is like because like my ashtray that's out on my deck is normally like a long neck of Melbourne Bitter, but I haven't bought a long neck in ages because I've been buying cases. So I just made a stubby of Melbourne Bitter, and then like
That'd get gross quickly.
I forgot which one it was, and I've ashed into the beer I was drinking, and then I drank the like.
Oh.
And I was so upset with myself.
I've done one.
Oh.
I've done one from a night before. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
no.
Put it down and was cleaning stuff and went warm 5 cigarettes in it.
Oh.
Oh no!
That's
I
bad.
mine was cold with one.
I've had bong water splash up into my mouth. And
But you know,
bong.
but
It was my
but literally
how's
like.
the pale ale moment.
Oh.
But I managed to continue on with
Without
no
pain.
stomach pain or anything, so I was like pretty
Yeah.
like proud of my
It's
constitution
probably
at that
just
point.
actually just carbon and shit. Like,
Oh, it would not be good for you.
No, no.
to
I've
be
ashed,
ingesting.
I've ashed a
It's not good
cigarette
for you to
into a
smoke.
beer and drunk it.
you ever ashed a cigarette into a woman's mouth?
No.
Me either.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds
No,
like-
I haven't.
Sounds
I
like
haven't.
you want to.
I genuinely, yeah. No.
Sounds like you want to commit violence.
I don't want. It's someone floated the idea once. Doesn't matter.
Ashing
a
into
joint.
a mouth. Like,
Maybe a
oh.
joint rather than a cigarette. I don't smoke durries anymore. Really, I haven't had a cigarette in ages. It's been great.
Me neither.
Yeah, I have been enjoying
It's been about an hour.
marijuana bongs.
With tobacco in them?
Yeah.
As opposed to which bongs.
In China, they smoke cigarette bongs.
I just that
Real thing.
I realize that does happen, but it just like it fucking weirds me out because like there's nothing to be gained.
Yeah.
Like
The
whole point of
smooth pull of a cigarette.
yeah, but the whole point of the bong is that it like gets you ripped quicker. Like,
That's not strictly true.
Oh, but
it does
you
get
know what I
ripped
mean,
quicker, but
like-
that's not the point of it.
but like
It's a smoother ride.
it's not always though.
It's not actually. It's a lot of. The idea is you get a lot more smoke in your lungs because it's filtered. It's filtered through the water, so you're doing more of it because the filtration lets. So it's more extreme because it's clean.
You know what I mean? If I was craving a cigarette,
That's-
like putting like tobacco in a bong and then being like
Yeah.
that wouldn't be like, yeah, that I guess that was a cigarette's worth. I'm done. I don't have the
'Cause I
craving
don't think you-
anymore.
don't wanna-
Tom Sanderson used to do that every morning. He'd have a backy bong every morning before work.
That is wild. Tom, if you're listening, call me immediately. I want to yell at you.
Charlie also has been smoking less weed and been like, he now has his own bowl because he now goes about 70-80% tobacco in his bongs because he's just addicted to tobacco but doesn't want to take up smoking.
Damn.
Sometimes apparently when we're
yes.
not around, he just has full tobacco.
The
bongs.
denial stage.
That means he is just smoking.
I'm just like, dude, just have a cigarette. Like, well, that's way less gross. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, good on him.
Something about smoking a tobacco
means he's
bong
quitting
feels worse.
weed,
for
I
me.
Dude,
guess.
I'm with you. I think it's foul.
Yeah.
Also, like, to me, like, it defeats the pleasure of a cigarette, which is like a drawn out thing that you do socially with
Yeah,
a beer.
that's totally
Whereas,
what I
so,
mean.
like,
yeah,
if I
yeah.
get a bong, like, I'm fucking doing it for like 30 seconds, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, like,
Imagine if you're out at the pub with everyone, and then
Yeah.
everyone like pulls out their bonger.
That's kind of like what happens with water pipes and shit. Like, that's kind of what...
yeah, but that's not like, I mean, like, because a shisha thing is
Yeah.
kind of like a social experience because you've got
Because
the
it's
long,
more drawn out and everything.
and like, there's less
We don't just do one bong and then you put it down. The idea if you're smoking weed with a bong is like it's on the table.
I also like
you don't just do one bong.
I hate to use this word as well because it's fucking stupid. But there's more skill in using a bong as opposed to like because like a shisha you do socially and it's, you know, like I could be talking to you, taking the ball off it. Bong, you have to concentrate and get it.
I have to stop what I'm doing.
Get it slow, get the finger, like the thumb on the shoddy, release it at the right point, pull it in.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to what you're doing.
Yeah, so if I'm like with you two and we're like at a pub and you go to do your cigarette bong, you're essentially in your own little world for 30 seconds, which is not really why you smoke.
Well, this is a thing I've thought about a lot, and I'm pretty sure it's true. Joints a joint at a party, very social, right? I think part of that reason for that subconsciously is because you're handing a thing around. Naturally, the attention turns to whoever's holding it, which like
it's the talking stick.
Yeah, like it adds to a conversation.
It's the conch.
And you're talking, you're having the air, and then even if you're still talking or whatever, if there's a lull, there's an automatic place to look. Big problem if you're in a sharing bong situation. That this happened to me a lot of times because everyone just naturally sort of talks to the person holding the thing. So,
are you saying you've used bongs a lot of times on the public record?
Maybe. But so you're doing a bong, you'll often be like, oh, it keeps happening to me. We'll be talking, oh, yeah, cool. I'm talking. I'm having the thing. People look at me. So I'm mid-sentence. Hold on. And then it'll be 20 seconds till I can talk again. And everyone's just kind of staring there looking at you till someone goes, wait, we've been silent for 4 seconds and we're all staring at a guy who like... Anyway, it doesn't. It's not a natural flow conversation thing at all. It's quite.
Well, that's
kind of
kind of the more.
I think if you're smoking a bong at a party, you're just doing it to get high.
Yes,
but that's also like the more fun part about being like new to weed culture and stuff. Like when you first got a group of mates and a bong around, like you're fucking Tupac. It's all eyes on me, baby. You know, like I'm doing the bong.
I'll tell you what's
everyone's
not
around you cheering. Woo!
I'll tell you what,
everyone's like, "Fucking watch you punch that. He's a fiend."
Yeah.
Like I've been like when the first time I did bongs, like we were like 18, I think, and like the whole thing, like because like the people I was with were like fucking experts, and we just went around like kids from the suburbs being like, "All right," and then it's like,
dude, you're gonna do the bong.
Oh, that's a bong right now, yeah.
Like you're like, of course I want to do it because I want to get fucked up with these cool people and my friend who invited me here, but like I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't put my thing on it. So like to those guys, like they didn't say anything because they wanted to be cool, but to those guys, I'm just wasting weed, just being like,
like just sort of burning it in a crucible and just letting it go.
Yeah.
Just
man. Barely breathe.
But there is like a
out.
bit of like when you get that, it is, you know, like people are watching you being like, he's gonna fucking punch it. He's punching it. He's punched it.
I'm also not talking like house party. I'm talking when like.
I'll tell you what's
and,
not
like,
fun though is living with someone who's going through that, like getting into weed culture. Extremely uncool.
Yeah, you gotta get a vet like me. Once a vet leaves me, I'm moving in.
You are not coming anywhere near.
Rose, I got bad news for you. I'm moving in your apartment.
I've got bad news for you. Is that I'm in charge, dude.
I think there is something a little, and it shouldn't be, but I think there is something a little sadder than like a guy who like just like goes to the fridge, gets a beer, and sits in that beanbag chair and drinks the beer versus like someone who punches 4 bongs in the beanbag. Like there is that kind of branching thing of like normal loser, which not like if
it's not necessarily fair.
Well, like if the tables were turned and like alcohol was illegal and weed was legal, you'd do
of course.
the same thing.
It's the physical toll on your body, and like even just socially, like if someone's drunk and you're sober, it's fucking annoying. Whereas if like someone's high, it's still annoying. It doesn't bother me nearly as much if I'm sober and someone's high.
Yeah, but that's probably because you smoke way more weed and you're used to the stuff. Like it's fucking annoying to have people who are just high around.
All right, well, then you can just say my name.
I mean, it's heavily implied.
I wasn't even implying.
Yeah, no. I'm good, dude.
I think you kind of always want to be on the level with everyone else. Like if everyone else is like on caps, you want to be on caps. If everyone's on coke, like it's annoying to be around people who are
doing a different thing.
Just in some like have ingested some sort of intoxicant and you haven't.
Yeah, that's why you're a follower, Rose, and I'm a leader. I'm a leader of men. You guys are all on cocaine. I'm doing mescaline.
I think
you guys are all on caps. Guess who's on MDM? Acid.
Guess who's also on caps?
Okay, I have a new theory, and feel free to shoot this down.
I'm listening.
Is that I think ultimately I prefer to be around drunk people because drunk people, there's more of a variable.
Yeah.
So, like, someone's a happy, loving drunk. Another person is an angry drunk. Another person is a sloppy drunk. A weed person is just generally taking up space.
I will absolutely agree that a drunk party is more interesting to us high. Like a 5 dudes sitting around drunk is going to be more interesting than 5 dudes sitting around high.
Yeah, high party is like flat.
It's all, but also like, because I like, and sometimes, you know what, like I know exactly the scenarios you're describing. Sometimes, yeah, I'm absolutely in the mood to get rowdy with the boys. Let's all be yelling at each other over a table at the back of Charlie Chan's. Sounds absolutely, like genuinely sounds sick. But also sometimes it's like, kind of want to just hang out and have a couple lonely conies.
Yeah, no, I'm
but
saying
with the same number of people.
I'm saying that as a sober person, it's probably more entertaining to be around drunk people because
I find drunk people so annoying when I'm sober.
Because the opportunity for more mischief out of variables arises.
I just suddenly get like, I become like a mum all of a sudden. I'm all like, oh, can you guys be sensible, please? Like, I'm really annoying when maybe I'm the problem when I'm sober. And everyone else is drunk, but I don't love it.
What I found, I think, because I
too much.
Because I didn't. but
You're
like
a fucking whiner.
I didn't drink
Bitch.
because I didn't drink for 7 months. I like
When was this? 0 to 7 months.
the start of 2017. But like I found it. What is hard is just walking into a group of drunk people, because I remember a day like when I wasn't drinking and I hung out with we had like a power bomb meeting, so there was like the 6 of us, and then like you guys drank all day, so I was there with you at the start.
Sounds like us.
But I was there with you at the
we
start
did.
while you were drinking and I wasn't drinking, so I could like ride your mood all day while you got drunk.
Right.
So I was fine to be
Coming
around
into
everyone.
it so
But if
good
I
was
had to
hard.
come into it when you were all pissed,
to be
that's
the
when it's
worst,
like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like that's when it's shit.
Was that keg day?
That was not keg day. I drank on keg day.
We're going to do another keg day.
Keg day, I think
Are we
was-
too old for keg day now? No. Well, we'll do another keg day.
How
Well,
are
we
too
hope
old
we'll
for
do-
keg day? It's been fucking 3 years.
Yeah. Also, I hope we'll do another keg day. Like, we deserve it.
It's like when do you get, like, based on what you've seen, when do you get too old to drink a bunch of beers?
Never.
Exactly.
I mean, there
Yeah,
would be
never.
people that
My
told
granddad was doing that, you know.
Okay, when
Until
do
he
you get...
died.
There'd be people that would tell you that, like, we're already at that age, but
Those people
but
are
if you-
losers. I don't want to hang out with
You've
them.
been to a fucking...
I agree.
But have you been to a wedding and watched, like, a fucking parent cut
Yeah,
loose, or a
absolutely.
50th or a 60th?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what about with weed?
Oh, no, I'm planning on being an old stoner dude.
Well, I think, like, weed gets
Yeah,
more
no,
appealing.
you're going to be some fucking weird cunt with a pipe smoking peyote or some shit.
Weed gets more appealing as you get older.
I agree. People, it gets like a little more stigmatized, but I think it actually
No,
suits the
I think
lifestyle better.
as you get older, it's like people kind of
Yeah.
it seems more whimsical that you're
So-
like,
so
hey,
I-
like we're 50 and we're gonna
I
smoke
agree
a
when
joint.
you're talking 56. I'm saying when I'm 40, it's going to be like, ugh. Like,
Yeah, that's bad, but you gotta ride it out.
I'll ride it
Because
out.
when I'm 70, I'm unboxing the PlayStation 1,
Yeah.
Final Fantasies, my hands carpal tunneled out, but have a joint, and then I can fucking creak the bones to beat Ultimate Weapon for the 78th time.
Here's my question: when you're playing Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1 in 2050 or whatever, are you putting on the like God mode super speed shit, or are you doing it raw?
Oh, that's a good question, honestly.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm doing a God mode super speed.
I'm thinking about going back in on 7 God mode super
but like
speed.
I have time. Like I don't have time. Like
when
like,
you're 70, do you have 150 hours left?
yeah, but then like I'd be like, you know what? Like
That's
I've
so dark.
but-
An old man being like, better play this on super speed because who knows?
Yeah, but then see,
You know, I
like-
actually heard that once. It was like a little kid was like walking down the street with like their nan, and like that. It was obviously they were trying to like get somewhere, and the kid was trying to hurry them up, and they literally said like, "Come on, nan, you haven't got long to live yet." Like I'm not even kidding. That happened right out the front of the bottle shop I used to work in.
You know what? Maybe I'd do it at normal speed. Because like at
Yeah.
that point you'd be a little old.
Then you're going for a walk.
Well, I've played the fucking game to completion
Yeah.
a million times. I
You're-
knows what
yeah.
happened. So
You're-
at that point it becomes very much like life in that it's like the journey, not the
You're
destination.
during the process. Yeah, well, it's also, I guess, for you, that is very much like spending time with old friends, you know?
Yeah.
Going back. Like, I'll probably play Ocarina of Time again. I reckon I'm going to do that game once a decade
Yeah.
till I die. Like,
Yeah, fucking my iPad
Yeah.
20 will be going off. My shitty grandkids will be trying to call me.
Yeah.
I'll be pressing the hang up button, fucking hanging out with Cloud, Aerith, and the boys.
You've played Ocarina of Time, right?
To a certain point.
You should. When Nintendo figure out whatever they're doing with all their old Nintendo 64 shit, you should try.
I've got a copy of it on GameCube.
Oh, the mastered one?
Oh yeah.
Oh baby. I never played that version.
It's good.
You should. I reckon you should give it a full go sometime. It's such a good game.
I stopped somewhere.
All right,
I was
once
just like, this is too old.
Now that we're into just game recommendations, what say we put the fucking boot?
No,
in
wait. I
this
have one more question.
Okay.
So drinking,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Until you're however old.
Yeah.
Weed, you reckon it gets touch and go 40s.
I reckon 15 to 20, it's here. Let's say at 15 to 20, let's say it's at an 8.
I see where this question's headed.
Then at 20, by the time you're 25, 30, you're hitting pretty low. You're down 2 for coolness. When you're 40, you're at 0. That's no good. You can't be doing that. 50, you're picking back up. You're up at 6, 7 again. But if you're like 90 and you're smoking weed, that's 10 out of 10 cool.
Yeah.
That's
MDMA?
MDMA. This reminds me.
I reckon that's once you get to about like 40, people would start to be like, "What are you doing?"
You
MDMA bottoms out, right?
Yeah, and also the older you get, you need a more extreme excuse to do it. By the time you're 35, I reckon it's like this should pretty much just be for musical festivals. Like
that's what I was
going to
say. As long as Meredith exists, I will be doing it.
I reckon I'll be doing it well into my 50s.
Cocaine.
I think literally just for your heart, you should stop in your 50s.
50s?
Yeah.
I reckon 40s.
No, I'll keep.
But you think it's still cool?
Yeah,
to be
you,
47
but
years?
like normal people.
But you think it's cooler than weed to be into cocaine in your 40s?
Absolutely. People
really?
in their 40s love cocaine.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, I agree with you now.
Yeah,
sorry.
I've got, like at weddings and stuff I've been to, it's like they.
Yeah, I've come around on that.
But I think that's purely because I have more money and I need this to be awake.
Oh, there's a lot of factors for a lot of things. But yeah, absolutely. Literally just using it to be awake. I do that with like Dexies now sometimes.
I consider like starting like.
When do I have to stop doing Dexies? Is a real question.
Like 10 years
I should
ago.
I really stopped doing them. They're pretty bad for me.
When you're in high school.
Like, I can't really say I've quit cigarettes because I've only done it for like a month and a half. But I'd take up cigarettes.
start.
Like if I was 70 and I wasn't like riddled with some disease, I'd take up smoking again.
You've always liked smoking though.
Yeah, I love
Even
smoking.
when I was a smoker, I didn't like smoking.
It's great.
I was addicted to it and I hated not doing it. But like I've always felt like this is gross and I didn't like it.
That's always the thing is you'll quit when you want to quit.
Yeah. Well, that's the last time I quit, it wasn't hard. The first couple of times it was really hard. The last time I just sort of stopped.
Man, whenever you quit, it's not hard because you need pills to make it hard. That's a Viagra joke. Bringing it back, baby.
Quitting cigarettes makes your dick harder.
Yes. Because it's a vascular thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't make it bigger, unfortunately.
No.
I've been measuring it every day.
Yeah, because you don't have the cigarettes there anymore to put next to it as a perspective trick. You're like, look how much bigger it is. It's so much thicker as well.
I keep one around.
I think since the appendectomy, my balls have shrunk a little bit. Just like a little bit.
But having smaller balls is better.
Since the appendectomy, I think my balls have shrunk a little bit.
I thought you said since you got a vasectomy.
I wish,
what?
baby. I might get one in the next few years though.
Man, why bother?
I mean, if
You'll
you
be
don't
old
want
enough
kids.
where you'll be coming dust in 10 years anyway.
Do you think
And,
this cunt has any amount of virility in him? There's no way.
Yeah, you're irradiated. Your fucking balls are Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to take that chance though. Maybe just think. Well, I don't want to have a fucking mutant baby, you know.
I mean, that baby's not making it past. Yeah, it's not getting anywhere.
Yeah. No one's getting pregnant off your shit.
I just finished reading Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy.
Oh yeah.
And it's got like a character called the Imbecile, who's just like who's like dragged around in a cage and like eats his own shit and is covered in shit. That's your baby.
I think you were just gonna say that's you.
That's not bad.
Hastings is kind of more like the kid in Blood Meridian, in that he goes along with stuff.
Yeah.
But he's got more of a heart.
I do have a good heart.
And I'm the judge, a big naked man.
Is this
That's the
book
kind of
just
judge that
listing
I
like?
want.
Is this like a tarot card thing?
Yeah.
The judge, the kid, the imbecile.
If you like,
It does sound like
if
that.
you like hardcore violence and a lot of written N words,
Yeah,
Meridian's
that's my favorite kind of N word.
it's the great American.
Transcribe.
It's the great American novel.
Yeah, dude.
Oh dear.
All right. Well,
Shall we put a
on that
pin in
Cormac
this?
McCarthy?
Fuck,
record-
an hour and a half.
Yeah, we did it. Does that
go
mean we
over
can
it.
do a half-hour episode next time?
it's like
Early
credits.
bark. Let's go have a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Well,
nothing to do.
yeah, anyone can hang around here whenever they fucking want. No one lives here. I got nothing to do.
All right, listener, come to Rose's anytime.
And when I said anyone, I meant anyone who contacts me and I say yes or no.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Patreon.
Yes, please tell us if you want Patreon.
Give us a reason.
Because somebody
Give us a
said. Also, here's something we've probably never said: like, share, subscribe. Apparently, that helps.
yeah. Please actually do that, despite
Yeah.
the bit
Like,
of
have people
ever?
ever
Listen
left?
to the podcast.
Have people ever left reviews? Have we ever even looked at them?
Yeah, we've got like
We've got a couple.
18 5-star reviews on iTunes.
Have people written nice things?
They're mostly people we know. You can tell who's who.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
one of them's your wife that's like, I don't really like podcasts.
This podcast sucks,
or
but
these
Andrew asked me to
people,
5-star
but yeah,
rate
it's
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like...
It sounds like the apple of my eye.
well, it also sounds
the
like
love of my life.
like if it was
The lady of the manor,
yeah, if it
Mrs.
was,
Hastings.
if it was like a husband review as well, it'd be like 5 stars. Like he's the dad to my cat. I guess
Daddy
I-
Cats
I guess I don't really love him, but he's the dad to my cat. 5 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, my marriage is great.
Fuck, that was convincing.
I'm doing great.
Hastings just wearing Yvette's wedding band as an earring.
She just said that it was like her finger was too heavy. She didn't want to wear it anymore.
She gave it to me as a gift. She said I could have it back.
She said, take your little bitch boy ring back, little
In
bitch
fact,
boy."
she insisted to the point of basically forcing it in my face.
It's not meant to be an earring, but she drove it through.
The social media, I'm Rose Alice Piper on Twitter and fucking Instagram, Rose Piper on Facebook. We are We Ate It All podcast on Instagram, We Ate It All on Twitter, and we'll just tell you mother We Ate It All on Facebook.
Powerbomb Comedy will be back at some point, and go to it when it is. Especially if you're listening to this in the future, when quarantine and lockdowns are all done and bars are back open.
Yeah,
Go to
and
Lucas-
comedy at
Powerbomb
Papagetti's will be
Comedy,
back
Facebook.
one day.
Yeah. We're all going to be big famous comedians when this is over.
Mhm.
Just watch us go. James?
Yeah. But play Rocket League with me.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were just going to leave it
If
at
anyone,
yeah.
if anyone has any like
Yeah, I agree.
old games they want to give me, I'll take video
Recommend
games.
me some games.
Yeah.
I've played, since quarantine started, I've played Red Dead Redemption, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Outer Worlds, Jedi Fallen Order. Now I'm on The Witcher, which is pretty tight, so I'm going to get into it. I'm also, you can find me at Drill on
Twitter.
on Twitter.
I'm thinking
With the
about,
one L.
Yeah. I'm thinking
No,
about getting,
I'm two.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
I'm just Drills.
Yeah, drills.
I'm thinking about
It's
getting
just photos of
into
drills.
GTA Online.
Oh, man. Nah. Yeah,
That-
the podcast's been going too
Yeah,
long.
let's end this. You can talk about this off air.
To next step.
To the next step.
So come back next week while we review Bear in the Big Blue House, the film, because this is a baby podcast for babies now.
Blues Clues.
Oh no, Andy need wipe.